From the John DeVita Broadcast Center, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Opinions with Joe Rouse on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. And now, here he is, Big Joe Rouse.
Hello again, this is Big Joe, and you're listening to Opinion. We're over here broadcasting from John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. And I just want to thank Kevin over at Ridgewood High School for playing this on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS Norridge. Really appreciate him playing our show. And again, you can always listen to us at WindyCityHometown.com. And if you ever want to call in, our number is 708-453-5114. So here we are, another month's gone by. Let me throw a couple plugs in here for a couple of friends of mine. We got BG's Bar and Grill, some of the best pizza on the Northwest Side. He's at 7455 West Irving Park Road. Phone number is 773-625-9700. And you go in there after school, after a game or something, with the kids, with the family, with your friends. Get a pizza, he'll give you a second pizza for free. It'll be a cheese pizza or whatever, but you get a large, he'll give you a small one for free. Or he'll work something out with you. So go in there, tell him you listen to the show, and Carl over there will be more than glad to give you a second pizza at a small size with whatever, a cheese pizza, and that would be BG's Bar and Grill at 7455 West Irving Park Road, 773-625-9700. Also, I just want to throw Blondie's Diner in River Grove a little plug. It's a great place to go after a rough night. Let's put it that way. You get yourself a good steak and eggs over there. And she's all right. So if you are ever in the River Grove area on a Saturday, Sunday morning after having a rough night, a long night, you go and have some steak and eggs over by Blondie's. And tell Blondie I said hi. Maybe she'll give you a free piece of toast or something. Just kidding. So here we go. Another month's gone by. Spring, we're trying to find spring, huh, John? Trying to get spring in the air here. Beautiful day today. But I think we still got some snow coming, don't we?
I think so.
Yeah. So we might have one more little dusting of snow, and then hopefully these 50s and 40s and maybe 60s will start showing up, and we'll be able to enjoy our spring, because I know we're all dying for it. I think we're all a little tired of the ice and the snow. At least I know I am. Okay. Now, the other day, I was in the city, and I was doing some running around. I had to stop at a couple of stores. You know what I really miss is, and it's kind of funny because out in the suburbs, we don't have them anymore. But years ago, they used to have these little neighborhood stores and stuff like that in the city. And they still have them in Chicago. And what's nice about it is, I'll give you an example. I was in there picking up a few things, and they had these little cubes, these chocolate cubes. I forget exactly what they're called, but they're little chocolate cubes something. I remember as a kid, they always had them by the counter. So I go to get one. I said, here, add this to the bill. The guy says, you can have it. And then after I paid my bill, he grabbed like 3 or 4 more and gave them to me. You don't see that kind of personal stuff anymore. Everything you got to pay for. Nobody gives that. Not that you're looking for something for nothing. But, you spend some money at a local store, and, they appreciate it. So, we don't have that in the suburbs too much anymore. Everything's big box stores and this and that. So, it's nice to go into the city and kind of enjoy old time. I guess it's the way things used to be if you go to these little neighborhoods and stuff like that. It's kind of nice, and I really appreciate it. It kind of made my day, It's kind of funny how you really miss that stuff when you live out in the suburbs, You know what I'm talking about, John, right?
Yes, I do, and I tell you, when somebody does that, you appreciate them and they appreciate you.
Yes.
And it's good. It's good relationship between customer and the owner of the store for doing stuff like that. There was a place when I lived in Chicago over on Roscoe called Prices, and they used to do the same thing too. When I was young lad, I used to go there and get. Remember that KO in the bottle?
Yeah, that was the best one. It was in the
man,
bottle. You had to shake it up. That was real chocolate milk.
That was for sure, and it was just so nice. And I would buy maybe one or two of them. They say, "Here, John, take this, take the third one or whatever, And of course, I always went back there, and you'll keep going back to a place like that because they know you appreciate them and they appreciate you.
And they call you by name.
Yep. Yes, that's right.
You walk in a store and they say, "Hi, John, how are you?"
Mm-hmm.
You're not just another customer with a pocket full of money waiting to spend.
That's right.
It's nice to be appreciated, and that's how it works. You support them, and they appreciate you. It's a beautiful thing. And so, next time you're in a city and you're in a nice little neighborhood visiting a family member or something, check out the neighborhood stores and see how nice they are to you. It doesn't happen too much anymore, at least not in the suburbs because we don't have the neighborhood stores. So I just wanted to mention that because it really, really impressed me when I was there the other day. I really enjoyed that. It was very nice. Anyhow, what else we want to talk? We got so much on the plate today. How about this plane? I got to tell you something. There's so many conspiracy theories going on with this missing jet with 39 passengers. I mean, first of all, I don't understand how a plane that size, passenger airliner, I don't care what part of the world it was in, could disappear. In fact, I don't believe it did disappear. Somebody knows where that plane is at, and they're just not telling us. Now, there's all kinds of conspiracy theories on what's going on. Did it blow up in the sky? Did something happen and they lost cabin pressure? Everybody froze and it just descended and disappeared and went off course. But there's beacons on these things. There's beacons on them. Even on the engine, stuff you cannot dismantle. So there's always a way to find it. Unless this thing took a dive and went straight down and got out of range or something, I don't know. But I've been trying to follow this as much as I can, and there's all kinds of different conspiracy theories, and I'm sure John has his. But I can tell you something. One of I just found out today was there was 20 people on that plane that all worked for the same company, and it was like a computer kind of, them kind of geek kind of brain people, mostly Japanese, but some were from Houston. And they're thinking maybe they wanted to scoop these people up because they had technology that was for the future. There's all kinds of conspiracy theories. There's one saying that they hijacked the plane, they flew it under the radar, threw off all the people because you could open the doors then because there's no cabin pressure once you get that low. Landed it in some terrorist country. They're going to load it up with bombs and then fly it into something. What do you think, John? There's all kinds of things.
If the plane was up in the air and they opened up the door and threw people out, those bodies are going to wind up somewhere.
You would think so.
Okay?
Yeah.
There is something more to this whole thing, and I told that to my sister over the weekend when I was up in Elkhorn. There is something more to what's going on. And somebody knows something, but nobody is saying anything about it.
You're right. I agree with that 100%. Mm-hmm. Somebody knows. I think the government, whether it's our government or somebody else's government, they know what's going on. They're just not telling us yet for some reason. Because what if they took that plane and landed it somewhere and all those people are still alive? And they're going to use them as decoys or something. And like you said, if any part of that plane or all those people, anybody ended in the water, something would have showed up somewhere by now, you would think. It's been, 10 days, 11 days? Yeah. So something would have showed up by now, you would think. So I can't imagine. Or that plane went so off course and they lost tracking of it. They have no idea where it was at. And maybe it crossed some boundaries and somebody blew it out of the sky and they don't want to admit it. You know what I mean? It could be that. It could have been something as simple, not that simple, but that's as tragic as that is. It could be something as simple as that.
But regardless, Joe, if it was up in the air and they blew the plane up, The plane exploded up in the air. There would be pieces on the ground. There would be parts of bodies, parts of the plane laying in the ocean or on the ground.
Something would have washed up at least, but right.
There's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And like I said a couple minutes ago, someday somebody's going to let the cat out of the bag, and we're going to find out exactly what happened.
What do you think, John?
I think it's a terrorist or somebody hijacked the plane. That's what I think, and I presume it's laying in the bottom of an ocean somewhere.
Really?
That's what I think. Yeah, because Joe, if the plane was hijacked and they landed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it would be known, or whatever. If a plane is hijacked, eventually it's going to run out of fuel.
Well, that's what it says. I got a list here. At 8:40 a.m., that's the estimated time that plane ran out of fuel. So wherever it is, it stopped flying at that time.
How did they know it ran out of fuel?
Well, because of how much fuel was on it. So they're guessing that's by that time of day, because from the time it took off to 8 o'clock the next morning, it would be out of fuel.
Okay, now I heard on the news this morning that somebody said good night and goodbye.
Yes, they're assuming that was the co-pilot.
Okay.
It says here, 1:07 a.m., transmits the regular and hourly data. Okay, no. Oh, here. At 1:19 a.m., someone, apparently the co-pilot, makes the final voice communication from the cockpit saying, all right, good night, to the air traffic controllers.
And that was the end of the communications.
And that was it.
That was it. So there, right there, it would tell you that it was hijacked or somebody. Now, I heard on the news Sunday morning that the pilot had a replica of the airplane in his apartment, and they found it in his apartment.
Of the plane?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. What do you call that? A simulator.
Right.
A simulator. Yeah, they found a simulator in the. I don't know if they said it was the captain or the pilot, but they found a simulator in his apartment.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Because as soon as that guy made the all right, good night announcement at 1:19, a minute later the transponder shut down. So
yes.
All communication was shut off after that. So. It's really something weird. And you know what's funny too, in this day and age, how the heck can you make a plane that big disappear?
That's what I'm saying, Joe. That's why I say there's something more to this than what they're telling us.
It's just simply amazing. It's amazing. I just can't figure it out. And I would love to hear what people think about this. I hope somebody gives us a call, because I like to hear their opinion, because everybody has a different opinion. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a different opinion. All right, we'll get back to this in a little while. Hopefully somebody will call in and we can talk about that. We just had St. Patty's Day yesterday. Did you do any parades or anything? Did you get no?
No. Yesterday I drove from Elkhorn to Norwich.
Yeah.
That's the only parade I did yesterday.
Well, it was unfortunate because of the weather, because there was a lot of parades over the weekend, and the weather was kind of nippy and stuff like that. But I really don't think people care too much. They're having too much of a good time.
Well, Joe, for many, many years, I was always involved in the Irish parade on the south side of Chicago,
which is huge.
We had the 103rd and Western.
Yeah.
The 511 Club was always invited. We used to take our canteen truck out there, and then our old-time fire apparatus. We used to have an antique fire apparatus, and every year that would be in the parade. And then, of course, people got out of their...
Out of control.
Yeah. And they suspended it. And
right.
But now, I guess, I think last year and this year, they started it up
Yes,
again.
they did.
Yeah.
But there's no drinking. All the bars are... There's no more drinking during the parade.
Mm-hmm.
All the bars aren't allowed to open till after the parade or a certain time. They're really trying to put a handle on it.
Well, they said this is supposed to be a family parade, and that's what what their goal is.
Right, and it's got a little out of control because the parade's going on. People are drunk and stumbly, and there's trouble, and and they're kids. A lot of them are young.
Yep.
Underage drinkers and everything.
Well, they have a couple drinks and their mind goes goofy.
Yeah, well. Don't we all? But anyhow, St. Patrick's Day is is a celebration of St. Patrick, who saved Ireland, basically. And there's all kinds. Nobody knows the real true story of who he is or where he came from. Some say he came from Rome and he was Italian because he has been said that he came from either Britain or Rome. He talked about both. So nobody really knows a whole lot. A lot of it's speculation, but they do know one thing, man. He was a very humble and courageous man. And he was kidnapped from his father's farm with other people and was forced into slavery as a shepherd. That they do know. And for like 6 years he was a shepherd, dealing with the cold, and they were treated very poorly. But he escaped. Supposedly he escaped after 6 years and found his way back to Britain at around the age of 22, where he got into the religion. And he actually became a bishop at the age of 43. Did you know that, John?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of history behind St. Patrick. He had a dream, and he thought that was God talking to him, or he believed it was God sending him a message, I should say, that he needed to go to Ireland because Ireland was pretty much a pagan island. It was pretty much a pagan island, and it was his passion to go there and teach them religion and show them and teach them right from wrong and stuff. And he did. And he was backed. He was protected by the kings, and he taught religion in the West and the North, and he taught them how to, chastity and stuff like that, how to, women and all that stuff. And he ordained priest and made archdioceses and stuff like that there, and had church councils. And that's, I think, what they say about getting rid of the snakes in Ireland and all that stuff is he actually educated them on religion and gave them some self-worth. Mm-hmm. And that's what improved them, and that's why he's a saint, and that's why he's so much respected and loved, and that's why he's St. Patrick in his Ireland. He wasn't basically even Irish, but it's what he did for Ireland that he's loved and respected so much, mm-hmm. which is pretty cool. So,
well, the one thing I know I love about St. Patrick.
What's that?
Corned beef and cabbage.
Corned beef and cabbage, man. Hey, and cabbage is so good. I love corned beef, but, people don't realize how good cabbage is for you. Yep. Not everybody likes it, but cabbage has a lot of health benefits for you.
Well, Sunday afternoon, about 6 o'clock, my sister made a beautiful St. Patrick's meal, corned beef, cabbage, the onions, the potatoes, the carrots,
yeah.
And horseradish. Oh, man, I tell you that horseradish, oof. I tell you, whatever was in my nose came out.
You got to be careful, boy.
Oh, boy, was that horseradish hot. Wow.
Some of that stuff gets really hot, John.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Yeah. Was it homemade?
The horseradish?
Yeah.
No, it was all store bought.
Yeah, you got to watch those. Yeah. Some of that stuff is pretty hot. It'll make your eyes water, that's for sure.
Oh, water.
And clear the sinuses out.
Yeah, boy, they're clear.
Oh, boy. So, okay. Anyhow, we have, once again, I just want to throw BG's Bar and Grill out there to you at 7455 West Irving Park Road, 773-625-9700. Let's not forget to go in there and get a pizza. And with every large one you order, he'll give you a small cheese to go with it or to take home. So go see him and tell him Big Joe sent you from Opinion, and get yourself a free pizza. Okay.
I just might take you up on that.
Go ahead.
I take my assistant James with me.
Take him.
We're going to go over and get a pizza one of these days.
Get yourself a nice large cheese and sausage and bring home a cheese.
Yes, because next week he's on spring vacation, so we'll have time to go over and pay him a visit.
Oh, that's right. Well, let's hope they get spring on their spring vacation, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. The way this weather's going, it's crazy, crazy, crazy.
In fact, I think, Joe, today is what? Today is, it's just...
Today's the 18th.
Okay, Thursday, I guess, is the first day of spring.
The 20th,
it's
yes.
The 20th, yeah.
Yeah, it starts at like 1 o'clock or 1:20.
Yeah.
And I only know that because my son's birthday is on the 20th. And his birthday's on it's not the first full day of spring, but it's the first official day of spring.
Right.
And that would be Thursday the 20th. So happy birthday to you, JoJo. Be 23 this year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
23 already, huh?
Yeah.
And you know, every year I used to call Joe Gentile and wish him a happy St. Joseph Day.
Yep.
And,
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yep.
And what a beautiful day that is too. People get together and have their St. Joseph's Day table, and they eat, they talk, they laugh. It's just nice when people get together and converse and catch up with old times.
That's right. I agree.
I once had a buddy of mine, God rest his soul. He had a buddy that lived up north, and he always used to tell me, he goes, I had a very good friend of mine, lived way up in Michigan, and we were always talking, and he'd say, you got to come up. Yeah, I'll get up there. I'll come and see. I never got up there. But when the guy passed, I made an effort to go up there and see him. I'm at his funeral. I'm saying to myself, all the times I told him I was coming up there, I never made the effort to come up there. Now I'm here, and he can't even see me because he's gone. I came up there, you know what I mean? It's like, just do it, people. Don't put things off, man. You want to see somebody, make the time and see him, because you know what? Tomorrow they may not be here.
Here today and gone tomorrow.
That's right. You know what they say? Life is like a roll of toilet paper.
Yep.
The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes.
That's for sure. And I experienced that recently.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
That's like, you got any good Irish jokes for St. Patty's Day now it's over?
No, I don't know.
Well, what's the difference between an Irish funeral and an Irish wedding?
An Irish funeral and an Irish wedding.
Yeah, what's the difference?
I have no idea.
One less drunk. Now, these are just jokes, so don't nobody take it personal,
Yep,
okay?
that's for sure. We don't want to let Kevin lose his license.
No. We're keeping it good here. We're keeping it good. So, and, as we're talking about the old things and stuff like that, you have these legends, urban legends, like you don't go in the water after you eat for a half an hour because you cramp up, and all these, eat carrots because they're good for your eyes, and all this stuff your parents told you or somebody told you when you were a kid growing up to make you do something or not to make you do something. Well, most of these urban legends probably aren't so true, but there are a few that are. I have 6 here that they say are kind of true, and one is yawning is contagious.
Was that right?
Yes, like when you yawn.
Yeah.
You ever been like on the phone with somebody?
Yes.
And they yawned, and then you yawned.
Yes.
Okay, in the car, anywhere.
Yep.
I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing you ever seen, but it happens all the time. And what they did after research with monkeys, dogs, and humans, okay, to do with this whole yawning thing, it proved that a person yawns, and so does a person around him, because of a reason which is as mysterious. It's very mysterious, but one possibility, as they say, is yawning increases alertness. So some speculate it's contagious to help synchronize members of a same group to be alert to the possibility of threats. So it's almost like a signal that we send to each other.
I always thought when you yawn that is bringing oxygen to your brain or something.
Well,
like that.
that's what they say. It's how the brain's asking for, right? But it's also because it's alert. It's alertness. So that's I guess. But this is what they're saying. Or how about the hiccups?
Oh.
Okay, have someone scare you. Well, they say that could work because having the hiccups is your nerves get stuck in a reflex arc where the nerve keeps signaling the diaphragm to contract suddenly, causing your hiccup. And they're saying that if you're alarmed, it'll knock that out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they say there is some truth to trying to scare somebody when they get the hiccups, even though I've got a perfect remedy for hiccups, and it seemed to work every time. When I used to attend bar, we used to have people, you stand up with a glass of water. Well, you'd be standing up, you'd bend over. You got to drink it upside down. So like you would bend over and then pour the water in your mouth and drink it, and it would make the hiccups go away.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, and it seemed to work all the time. So
another one I heard that you hold your breath.
Yeah, don't hold it too long, though. You don't have to worry about hiccuping.
That's You turn blue.
Yeah. The holding the breath, I remember that one too, but that never worked for me. But the drinking the water upside down did. So if you got hiccups, give it a try. I'd like to know which one works for you. And besides, if you scare somebody, hopefully they're not no elderly people, because you scare them too much, it might be the last time.
That's what my sister keeps telling me, because I always like to get. The other day I got Kevin over at the radio station. We were working on a piece of equipment. He put the plug into the power strip, and I went boom like that. Oh my God! I mean, Kevin is 6 foot better, good 6 foot. I think he turned out to be 12 feet.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "What you get scared about, Kevin?"
I could get scared. I'm a pretty big guy, too, and I could get scared of stupid stuff like that myself, you know? Mm-hmm. People sneak up on you or whatever. So, okay, so that was hiccups. Now, well, I don't know, but a cold shower will help relieve your urge for sexual activity. Let's put it that way. Because it contracts, cold water is, besides being a distraction, the temperature lowers your heart rate. So your blood slows down and contracts, and it doesn't get out to your different limbs, let's say, and it makes the thing go away. So it's true that a cold shower will cool you off, let's say.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, how about this one? Eating standing up helps burn off calories. So they're saying that if you eat while you're standing, you can burn up to 40% more calories than when you're sitting down. So I guess we should start eating while we stand, John, from now on. Because we can burn off the calories as fast as we're eating them. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. It depends what you're eating, too, I guess, you know. Because usually if you're standing up, you're eating junk food.
Yep.
So that's got more calories than normal food. So maybe it's just a wash. But they do say eating standing up helps burn off more calories than sitting down.
Now, that one I never heard.
Yeah. Reading in the dark will hurt your eyes. Well, if you do it long periods of times, they say, yes, it will, because you're in the dark, your pupils got to open even larger, and that's not good. It's always good to have light. So all you readers out there, especially when you get those little lamps, those little lights, you can hook up to your to the book or whatever, and always read with light. You know, Abraham Lincoln used to read the candlelight, which wasn't good. That's all he had, but at least he had candlelight, okay? Today we have real light, so reading in the dark is not good. Don't strain your eyes, because they're going to be strained enough as you get older.
Oh, yes. Tell me about it.
They'll naturally go bad on you, so don't rush it. Right, John?
That's right.
All right. And then how about this one? Eating junk food before bed gives you nightmares. Well, there's some truth to that. They had a small study where sugary and spicy foods gave people awful dreams. So they're saying that sleepers might remember the terror strongly because of the sugar. I guess it activates the brain more, you know. So watch what you eat before you go to bed. I like popcorn or ice cream.
I was just going to tell you that. Last week, honest to God, last week I was watching television, which is a rarity for me to watch television, but and I had a good meal. I had made my own supper. But about 10:30, right after the news went off, I got hungry. So I made myself a bag of popcorn. You know, this popcorn that, you know. And boy, I tell you, that tastes good. But, you know, maybe that's why I got up and walked into the wall that night, because I ate popcorn.
You probably were getting thirsty and looking for some water.
Oh, yeah, I can do that mighty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you get up in the middle of the night and you walk in the wall looking for a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a little short break here, and we'll be right back. And thank you for listening to Big Joe and Opinion over at John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. Okay.
From the John DeVita Broadcast Center, you are listening to Opinions with Big Joe Rouse on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. And now, back to Big Joe.
Okay, here we are. We're back over at John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. I'm Big Joe, and you listen to Opinion. Once again, we want to thank Kevin over at Ridgewood High School at Jack FM 89.7 WRHS Norwich for playing our show. We really appreciate it. So thank you, Kevin, for that. And again, you listen to Big Joe at Opinion, and you can listen to us on the internet at www.windycityhometown.com. And if you want to call in, our number is 708-453-5114. Again, that's 708-453-5114. All right, let's go. We're going to go once again to remind you about BG's Bar and Grill at 7455 West Irving Park Road, 773-625-9700. That's BG's. You go in there and see Carl or whomever, get yourself a nice large pizza, and he'll give you a small cheese to take home or eat there if you like. Anytime you get a large pizza, you get a small one with it. And just tell him Big Joe sent you. He'll be happy to hear it. Also, if you're ever in the River Grove area, over on Grand Avenue, near River Road, we got Blondie's Diner. She's got a beautiful steak and eggs over there. You'll love it. She does a nice job. So, okay, now we've got American Idol. Okay, everybody watches American Idol. American Idol, great show. Takes some kid that maybe would never had a chance to make it big in life, and they make it big. Well, we have the top 10, money makers that were on American Idol that gave them the boost. Did you ever watch American Idol, John?
No.
No? Well, it's a pretty wild show. Most people out there, I mean, it's big. A lot of people out there watch it. There's some silliness to it. They get some really silly people out there singing that are really terrible, but they're fun to watch. So they put them on the TV, so they get their 3 minutes of fame, which is kind of cool. But there was also some very big stars that come out of that show. And our top 10 moneymakers that were on that show that maybe would never have made it without that show are Jennifer Hudson. She's number 10 with Catherine McPhee. The two of them are $1 million people. Okay? Hudson came in 7th place during the 3rd season, but that didn't stop her from being the only idol to win an Oscar, her role in Dreamgirls. She also won a Golden Globe, SAG Award, and Grammy to her name, and is known as a Weight Watcher spokesman. So Jennifer Hudson, and if I'll tell you something, if you'd have seen her when she first started out, and now she changed her whole life, her body, everything. She that's why she's a Weight Watcher spokesman. She lost weight. She looks great. She did really well for herself. So, and she's a Chicago person. So she's originally from Chicago, I believe. So that's pretty cool. And as Catherine McPhee, after finishing 2nd in the 5th season, she released 3 relatively successful albums. But where her career really took off was in acting. She landed a role alongside Anna Faris in the 2008 comedy House Bunny and started a leading role in NBC's musical drama Smash. Now, some of you guys, there's a lot of you out there that watch it, so you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Then we have Kelly Pickler and Fantasia Barrino. They're both making over $1.5 million a year. So they're also doing very well from their start with American Idol. And Kelly, this one here, although she only finished 6th in the 5th season of American Idol, Pickler has seen great success. Her first 2 albums, Small Town Girl and Kelly Picker, both featured certified gold and platinum singles of her latest record. 100 Proof peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Country charts. And Fantasia Barrino, new album Side Effects of debuted number 2 on the record charts in 2013. She won a Grammy last year for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for her song Bittersweet. She also starred in Broadway musical After Midnight. And then you got Taylor Hicks. We all know who Taylor Hicks is, I'm pretty sure of that. He picks up over $2.5 million a year. Hicks was the first and only Idol alum with the show in Vegas. The season 5 winner plays at the Paris Las Vegas Hotel and Casino 5 nights a week and says American Idol changed my life. Well, it changed a lot of people's life, not just his. And not just these 10, a bunch of other people that we might not hear, but I'm sure they're all doing a lot better. And Scotty McCreery. The season 10's winner's soulful voice has sold millions of albums. His first record, Clear as Day, went platinum in 2011 on his holiday album, released in 2012, has been certified gold. Chris Daughtry. Although Daughtry only took fourth place in 2006, he was one of the show's biggest stars. After American Idol, he formed the hard rock band Daughtry, known for their post-grunge sound. The band has released 2 platinum and 1 gold and boasts the #1 smash hit, Home. Then we have Adam Lambert. He's in a $5 million a year tie with, I'll tell you in a minute. The runner-up of Season 8, Lambert has surpassed the winner, Chris Ellen, in fame and success. Trespassing, his second album, was released in 2012 and debuted at a #1 on the Billboard charts, hot charts, and the Hot 200 charts. And my favorite is Philip Phillips. I really liked him. He's up there making over $5 million a year. Phillips has already proven to be one of the show's biggest successes. His first single, Home, was the best-selling American Idol winner debut song in history, and his first album, The World from the Side of the Moon, has been certified gold. That was number 3. Number 2, we all know who this is, Kelly Clarkson. Clarkson was the first winner of American Idol and remains one of the show's greatest successes. All 5 of her studio albums have gone platinum, and she has won 2 Grammy Awards, 3 MTV Music Awards, 4 American Music Awards, and 13 Billboard Music Awards on her shelf. Plus, Esquire magazine named her best voice in the history of pop music. How cool is that? And knocking them all dead is Carrie Underwood. $31 million a year. Was the first country singer to win American Idol and places first on our list. The season 4 winner has sold more than 15 albums, rocked the charts with 16 #1 singles, and holds 5 Grammys, 5 Country Music Association Awards. In fact, according to 2013 Nielsen SoundScan, she's the 4th best-selling recording artist of the last 10 years, behind Taylor Swift, 50 Cent, and Michael Bublé. So good for Carrie Underwood. She did great. And I tell you, shows like that, yeah, we know the TV shows and they're all about making their money, but they give people a chance. They give people a chance to show what they have and get famous and make money and share their gifts with the rest of the world and the rest of the country. And I really enjoyed it. So good for American Idol and all them other shows like that. Like me personally. Oh, we got somebody on the phone. Hello, is this Tom? Doing good, Tom. How's everything?
Hey, pretty good.
What's going on, buddy? What's on your mind today?
Well, you know that plane crash.
Oh,
the plane.
Yes.
Well, the thing that interests me is that the pilot, he told his wife and child to leave the home. Did you know that?
No, I did not, Tom. That's something new.
Yeah, and then they picked off a piece of equipment from his house that showed you how to do certain things in the airplane.
And this was the pilot or the co-pilot?
The pilot, yeah. And also, I believe that, somehow he turned off the
transponder the transponder or whatever.
Yeah, to hurt the passengers. Yeah.
So do you think that he just crashed the plane, or do you think they hijacked it?
I think he tried to hijack it and take it somewhere. It might have crashed, who knows? But you think he would have crashed it way before he went on that different area.
Well, now, did you know that there was like 20 people that all worked for the same company that were like high-tech people that work with chips and computers and all that stuff?
I did not know that.
Yeah. You know, there's all these different angles of what's going on. I mean, it's hard to imagine what could be what possibly happened, you know?
Exactly. It's a shame, really, because we may never know.
Well, that's the hardest part for me to digest, because how do you just lose 239 people in a huge aircraft?
Exactly.
With not a trace. It's almost like it was almost like it vanished and was taken by Martians. You know what I mean?
Well, remember the Bermuda Triangle?
Yes, I do. But I don't know the whole true story about the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, some Air Force planes were missing and some other things, you know.
I mean, they went in a certain area and they would just... But wasn't that more that they would just lose contact, radio and stuff like that? Kind of the ships and stuff actually disappear?
Except when he said goodbye, it sounded like a final goodbye the way he said it.
Or you talking about the pilot, the co-pilot or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a strange thing, and it's just unbelievable.
Well, I one of my theories is that, I think I mentioned it earlier, is that that plane somehow might have been hijacked, and it crossed airspace it wasn't supposed to, and somebody blew it out of the sky, and they just don't want to admit to it, man.
Oh, that would be interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, like John says, if that were to happen, no matter, even if it was in the ocean, middle of the ocean somewhere, something would eventually show up somewhere, you would think.
Something would be floating around.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You know, or was it hijacked and they landed it somewhere and they disconnected all the beacons, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he was very clever in what he did.
Well, they're saying that it could be done, but yes, it has to be, whoever's doing it has to really know their stuff.
No question. No question. I think that in the next week we'll get some more information, and I know that the United States isn't going to be searching that area forever.
Yeah, but we're not going to, I'm sure we're also not going to let it go until we find out what happened.
Oh, exactly. And you got to blame those foreign countries, Malaysia and everything. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, they kind of, there was stuff that happened. They didn't even talk. They didn't even share information at the beginning.
Exactly.
I mean, these other foreign countries, this is a disaster. This is a major thing here. You're supposed to share everything. You know, what about all those families with those kids? You know, what if your kid was on there? You know, one of our kids was on there. You know, I mean, my God, I'd be going.
That would be tragic.
Because there were a couple of babies from the U.S. that were on there.
Oh, exactly.
You know, I know the majority of the 90% of the people were Japanese, right?
I think so. Japanese or Taiwanese or something.
Yeah, but there was a handful from the United States, and there was a mother with a couple of babies. I mean, come on, man, what happened to the poor woman and her kids? And what about all these other families? It's terrible.
It'll make security at every airport more intense.
Well, I tell you what, I'd be a little bit nervous about flying out in the east. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, you know, my son goes to those countries too. He's got to be careful.
Yes, he does.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Another subject, you getting ready for the March Madness?
Oh, football. Wait, let John have something to say about this. We'll go to that in a second.
You know, Don, you said that there's going to be security. How much more security can there be? I mean, everybody is looking at the pilot and the co-pilot that could have done this. I mean, the passengers themselves didn't do what happened to that plane. It had to come from the cockpit. And
right.
how much more security can there be?
Well,
and you know what? Also, if something was amiss, those people that had cell phones would have called.
That's right.
But I think that they disabled them by letting some gas in there or something, which they can do.
That's what they're saying. The people might have got gassed. You're right, Tom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even know what happened. And
exactly.
you know, as far as security, like as John just said, you know, the last terrorist attack back, 9/11, it was
right.
the pilots. Okay. You know, they were the guys that were on the plane were pilot. They weren't the pilots, but they were pilots. They knew how to fly a plane. You know,
right.
those are the people that maybe they got to start checking the backgrounds on, because what they're doing is they're coming here, they're acting like American citizens. They're trained. They're being trained, and then they're getting on these planes and they're taking them over or they're flying them. And
exactly.
Now so
you know it started in the country probably where the checking on everything wasn't as complete as it should be.
Right.
Well, from what I heard on the radio Sunday morning, Tom, that the pilot or the captain had a simulator in his home where he lived.
Right.
And
they confiscated it.
Yeah, I really believe that the government, whether it's our government, I hate to say it's our government, one of these governments, they know exactly what happened. They're just not letting us know yet, I think.
They're going to wait a while until they really can confirm whatever. Yeah, you're right. And I don't trust the other countries either.
No, I think that there's an answer to this. What happened here? They're just not letting us know yet because they're trying to put it all together and before they break the news because they don't want to start no havoc or nothing.
There'll be a lot of more things coming out. You watch.
Oh, I'm sure. So what about March Madness time? What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because this is the first time in a long time that any teams from Indiana, meaning Indiana and Notre Dame, were not in the Final 64.
There's nobody, and Indiana's a big basketball state.
Exactly. And the interesting thing is that you take Wisconsin, they got a number 2 seed, whereas some of the other teams that beat them had a number 3 seed. And that reason is, do you know who Wisconsin beat this year?
Who?
Florida.
So that puts them up ahead?
They had the second toughest schedule in the country this year.
Oh, so that's why they get credit for the toughness of the schedule, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And also they have a little advantage in that they'll be playing in Milwaukee the first 2 games.
They'll be at home?
Wisconsin. Well, not at home, but in Milwaukee, at the arena.
Right, okay. They'll be in their home state at least.
Yeah. But, Joe, if you can figure out everything, you can win $1 billion.
Yeah, did what's his name ever, was that Buffett or somebody?
Yeah.
Did he ever acknowledge that for sure?
Oh, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, he took out a big insurance policy on it, too. But I'm thinking, Joe, if you had 100 guys and you went to a different combinations, that maybe one of those guys, you'd have a little consortium of all these people that maybe you could figure something pretty close. And if you got down to the last 4, you try to make a deal for maybe $10 billion, not worrying about the last 3 games if you got down to the last 4.
Right. Well, I guess you gotta put in your guesses right at the beginning. You gotta guess every game.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, you might as well just put it up on the dartboard and throw darts and pick it that way.
That's true.
You got just as good a chance.
Well, you can win maybe the first 4 games because 16 has never won a game.
What's that?
The number 16 team has never won a game.
Really?
And they play the number 1 team.
Oh, you're talking about the first round.
Yes. And then also in the second round, I guess only 1 team or 2 teams ever won. Beating the 9th or whatever it was, the second place team or something.
Right.
So, you're getting down to at least maybe 48 that you'd have to guess correct on.
Okay.
Instead of 60.
Well, it doesn't cost you nothing to put it to guess, right?
Yeah, it's a guess, absolutely.
So it wouldn't
I'm
hurt.
going to fill one out for the heck of it and just see what happens.
Just fill one out for the heck of it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Time is right. Because it ain't like you got to spend $100 to enter the contest. It's free.
Right. It's free. You're right.
So, you know what they say: if it's free, it's for me. If it costs, get lost.
I love it, Joe.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
You want to try a little trivia?
Sure.
Okay. I got some quotes here from movies. Okay.
Oh boy, I'm not that great at movies, but go ahead.
Well, but these are all older movies, so they're pretty popular. So I'm sure you'll get some of them. Okay.
Okay.
All right. How about this one? Do you feel lucky? Well, you,
yeah,
punk?
Well, that is Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yeah. Dirty Harry, 1971.
Right.
Yes. All right. How about... Let me see what I got here for you. Wherever there is doubt, there is no doubt.
Boy, that's a good one. Is there?
Wherever
I
there is
that
doubt,
one.
there is no doubt.
That's a good one. What is that one?
That's Robert De Niro from Ronin, 1998.
Oh, yeah.
I got, here, how about this one? Calling it your job doesn't make it right, boss.
Oh, boy. That wouldn't be one of the...
Cool Hand Luke, man.
Oh, Cool Hand, yeah. Cool Hand. Yeah, there you should... Yeah, that was good. On that one, you could have said something like, you'll be put in a box.
Yeah. Well, shaking the bush, boss.
Yeah, Shaking the Bush. That's another one from the same movie.
Right. Now, I know you're going to get this one hands down.
Oh, yeah?
Finally, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Or frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, that was Clark Gable in...
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, yeah.
You know,
frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I like that.
That's a classic movie, right, Tom?
Yeah, what about the one that says we got to check on the usual suspects?
Hey, hold on a minute. I got one from there.
Play it again, Sam?
No. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. That was Kevin Spacey on The Usual Suspects.
Oh, yeah. But the usual suspects was Casablanca. Remember that?
Oh, you're going back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what about I'm on top of the world, Mom? Mom, I'm on top of the world.
What was that? That was, I know that one. What else? I can't think of it, Tom.
That's the one where he was Public Enemy number one. It was
there you go.
The dancer. What was his name? And he played Puck. George. He played George M. Cohan. What's his name, Laura? Cagney. Kimmy Cagney.
James Cagney.
How about? Well, this one's easy. Lassie, come home.
Oh, I love Lassie movies.
Yeah, that goes way back.
How about this one? Dying ain't much of a living, boy.
Boy, that one I don't know.
That's also Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah.
Outlaw
yeah.
Josie Wales.
Oh yeah, Josie Wales. That was a good one, right?
Yeah.
That's a great trivia to have, Joe. I like that.
Yeah. How about this one? If they move, kill them.
Oh boy, that one I don't know.
1969, William Holden, The Wild Bunch.
Oh, okay. And then, a lot of them come to mind. I can't just think of it right now, but I like this quiz that you're doing. This is because it brings back movies, especially the old time movies. I know a lot of them from the musicals. One with Tevye when he says. He's always talking, the Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah.
I like that one, and then I like a lot of the musicals. I know a lot of those,
Hey, I'm sure you're going to get this one too. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Oh yeah, that was the Good Morning America, Vietnam.
Yeah, Apocalypse Now with Robert Duvall.
Yeah. I love it.
All right, how about this guy? Let's see if you know who this guy is. If you come back in here, I'm going to hit you with so many rights. You're going to be begging me for a left.
Boy, would that be one of the Rocky movies?
Well, no, it was Chuck Norris, Invasion USA. Remember Chuck Norris?
Oh yeah, in Saigon or wherever.
Yeah. Here's one for a Rocky movie. Oh, I shouldn't tell you that. I pity the fools. And I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
Yeah, I like that one, Rocky.
Mr. T. Remember Mr. T?
Oh, yeah, with all the jewelry hanging from him.
Yeah. How about this one? They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Oh, boy, that's... Oh.
Braveheart, Mel Gibson, 1995.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was you're right, when he yelled it out.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. How about Stella?
That was Rocky.
No. Stella was on the waterfront. Marlon Brando.
Oh, I'm thinking of. No, he was. What was Rocky's wife's name? Not Stella.
No, it was.
What the heck was it?
No, what was her name? No.
I forget. That's what I think.
Rocky's wife's name. I don't know. Can you think of another one more?
No biggie. Adrian.
Adrian. Yeah. Yes.
Adrian.
And then you got some from.
How about Arnold? I'll be back.
Yeah.
The Terminator.
And then what about? He hit him in the buttocks.
He what?
He got shot in the buttocks.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that was the guy that was in the military, famous actor. What's his name, more?
Oh, I was in love with him.
No, not Audie Murphy. This was when he talked funny. It was a military movie where he went all over the country. He saved the captain of the ship, or had a ship. He lost his legs. It was a Vietnam War.
Oh, with Tom Cruise?
No, not Tom Cruise. No, not Vince Vaughn. It was he was in Sleepless in Seattle. Remember that?
Yeah. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks was in the movie where he played. Remember, he talked funny and he was.
Oh, yeah. Life is like a box of chocolates or something like that.
Yeah. Life is about a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
And he said, "Where did he get shot?" He got shot in the buttocks.
In the buttocks. Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's Tom Hanks, right. Well, thanks for all that reminiscent time. Appreciate you calling in. It's always a pleasure, buddy.
Okay, you take care. Always good to see you, Joe.
All right, have a great St. Joseph's Day tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Well, that was nice. Okay, well, we're getting to the end of the show here. So before we go, I just want to thank everybody for listening. Again, we're broadcasting from John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. Again, I want to thank Kevin over at Ridgewood High School for playing our show at Jack FM 89.7 WRHS Norwich. And once again, you can go online and listen to it at www.windycityhometown.com. And before we go, once again, I just want you to know, BG's Bar and Grill at 7455 West Irving Park Road, 773-625-9700. Get yourself a large pizza. They'll give you a small cheese to go or eat there. Again, that's BG's Bar and Grill. You go see Carl over, tell him Big Joe sent you, and get yourself a free small cheese pizza. Well, everybody have a wonderful day, and happy St. Joseph's Day to everybody, and we will see you next month. Thanks again for listening to Big Joe and Opinion. Bye-bye now.
You have been listening to Opinions with Joe Rouse from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. This broadcast was directed by John DeVita, and our audio engineer is James Rohde. This program was pre-recorded on Wednesday, March the 19th, the year 2014. The executive producer of Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network is John Shikanda. Be safe, and thanks for listening.